The massive warship hung in Earth's orbit like a steel predator, its hull gleaming under the distant sun. At over 2 kilometers long, the UES Thunderbolt was humanity's greatest achievement, a vessel designed not just for exploration, but for war. Captain Tom Miller stood on the bridge, his weathered face reflected in the reinforced glass as he gazed at the blue planet below. 25 years in Earth Space Forces had prepared him for many things, but not for commanding the most powerful warship ever built. "Systems check complete, Captain," said Lisa, his second-in-command. "All weapons operational. Engineering reports the core is stable." Tom nodded. "And our crew?" "All 320 personnel aboard and ready for launch, sir." He took a deep breath. The weight of responsibility pressed down on his shoulders. This wasn't just any mission. The Thunderbolt represented humanity's first true venture beyond their solar system with military might. The ship carried weapon systems that had been theoretical just 5 years ago. "Open ship-wide channel," Tom ordered. The communications officer pressed a button. "Channel open, sir. This is Captain Miller speaking. In 10 minutes, we will initiate our jump drive and leave our solar system. Many of you have families down there. Remember their faces. Remember what we're protecting. Earth has stood alone in the darkness for too long. It's time we showed the stars what humans are made of." He paused, looking around at his bridge crew, all veterans, all the best at what they did. "We don't know what's waiting for us out there. But whatever it is, the Thunderbolt will be ready." Miller out. The bridge fell silent except for the soft beeping of instruments. It had been 15 years since humanity discovered they weren't alone in the galaxy. The signal came from the Proxima Centauri system, not random radio waves, but a clear, mathematical sequence that could only be artificial. Earth's governments united in response, pouring resources into space technology at an unprecedented rate. "Jump drive charging, Captain," said the navigation officer. "Ready in 5 minutes." Tom nodded. The jump drive was their newest technology, capable of folding space in ways that made faster-than-light travel possible. It had been tested on smaller ships, but never on something as large as the Thunderbolt. "Engineering reports power levels stable," Lisa added. "Core temperature within normal parameters." The minutes ticked by. Tom thought about how much had changed. Before the alien signal, humans had been fighting each other over dwindling resources. Afterward, they worked together, driven by either hope or fear of what might exist beyond their world. "Jump drive ready, sir." Tom straightened his uniform. "Take us out, Lieutenant." The ship hummed as energy flooded the drive systems. The stars outside the viewports blurred, stretched, and then, darkness. A moment of nothing. Then new stars appeared as the Thunderbolt emerged light years from Earth. "Jump successful," announced the navigator, unable to hide his relief. "All systems normal." "Scan the area," Tom ordered. "Let's see what's out here." For 3 days, the Thunderbolt explored the nearby systems, finding nothing but empty planets and cosmic dust. Then, on the 4th day, they detected something. "Captain, we're picking up an artificial signal," said the communications officer. "Definitely not human." Tom leaned forward. "Source?" "A small vessel, approximately 10 light minutes from our position. It appears to be watching us." On screen, the main display showed a sleek, blue-tinted craft. Much smaller than the Thunderbolt, but clearly advanced. "They're hailing us, sir." Tom straightened his uniform. "This is it, people. First contact. Open the channel." The screen flickered, revealing a humanoid figure with pale blue skin and large, dark eyes. "Greetings, humans," the alien said in perfect English. "We are the Blue Ones. We have been observing your world for some time." Tom raised an eyebrow. You speak our language well. We have studied your transmissions. We come in peace, to establish relations between our peoples. Something in the alien's tone didn't sit right with Tom. His years of military service had taught him to trust his instincts. We welcome peaceful contact, he replied carefully. Perhaps we could arrange a meeting. The alien smiled, but it didn't reach its eyes. Of course. We will send coordinates. After the transmission ended, Lisa moved closer to Tom. You don't trust them. Something's off. They were too prepared. Run a deep scan on their ship. Minutes later, the results confirmed his suspicions. The Blue One's craft was transmitting data, sending information about the Thunderbolt to a location far beyond their sensor's range. They're scouts, Tom realized. Gathering intel for someone else. Before he could order further action, the emergency channel blared. This is Earth Colony Delta. We are under attack by unknown alien vessels. Multiple casualties. Please, if anyone can hear this. Tom's blood ran cold as the message cut off abruptly. Set course for Colony Delta, he ordered. Maximum speed. It seems we're about to find out who the Blue Ones really work for. The Thunderbolt's engines roared to life as humanity's greatest warship prepared for its first real test. The Thunderbolt tore through space, its jump drive pushing the limits of human technology. Captain Tom Miller stood rigid on the bridge, his eyes fixed on the countdown to arrival at Colony Delta. Jump complete in 3, 2, 1, announced the navigator. The stars blurred, then snapped back into focus. The view screen filled with chaos. Colony Delta, once a thriving outpost of 20,000 humans, now burned. 3 massive alien ships, angular and menacing with glowing blue markings, fired upon the settlement's defensive shields. Smaller vessels swarmed like angry insects, bombing buildings and infrastructure. Life signs? Tom demanded. Multiple survivors in the colony center, replied the sensor officer. The main shield is holding, but failing fast. Lisa moved to Tom's side. Those ships match no known designs in our database, but their energy signatures are similar to the Blue One scout vessel. The stars, Tom muttered. That's what the Blue Ones called their empire in the data we intercepted. He studied the enemy formation. The aliens hadn't noticed them yet, an advantage that wouldn't last long. Tactical assessment, Tom ordered. The weapons officer responded immediately. 3 capital ships, each approximately half our size but heavily armed. 27 fighter-class vessels. Their technology appears advanced, but their formation suggests they don't expect resistance. Tom nodded. Time to change that. Battle stations. Power up all weapon systems. Enable the particle shields. Red alert klaxons sounded throughout the massive warship. Crew members rushed to their combat positions. Sir, the communications officer called out, we're being hailed by the largest enemy vessel. On screen. A tall, blue-skinned alien appeared, similar to the scout they'd encountered but with elaborate markings across its face. It spoke in a cold, mechanical tone. Human vessel. This colony has violated Star's territory. Leave now or be destroyed with them. Tom stepped forward. This is Captain Tom Miller of the UES Thunderbolt. You are attacking a human settlement that lies well within our established borders. Cease fire immediately. The alien commander laughed, a chilling sound. Your borders? The stars belong to us. We merely allow lesser species to exist until we have use for their worlds. Tom cut the transmission with a slashing motion of his hand. Target their lead ship. Deploy Mark IV missiles, full spread. Missiles armed and ready, sir. Fire. The Thunderbolt shuddered as 12 sleek missiles launched from its forward bays. They streaked toward the alien flagship, leaving trails of blue energy. The star's commander clearly hadn't expected such firepower. The missile struck before their defensive systems could respond, tearing through the alien ship's hull. Secondary explosions bloomed across its surface. "Direct hits," reported the tactical officer. "Their flagship's weapons are at 60% capacity. Their shields are fluctuating. The other ships are breaking formation," Lisa added. "They're turning toward us." Enemy fire lashed out, energy beams splashing against the Thunderbolt's advanced shields. "Minimal impact," reported engineering. "Shields holding at 95%. Tom allowed himself a small smile. "Now they know we can bite. Let's show them our teeth." "Activate the main cannon." Deep within the Thunderbolt, the ship's most powerful weapon, a concentrated plasma beam capable of cutting through almost any known material. "Powered up. Main cannon charged, sir. Target their second largest vessel. Fire." A blinding beam of energy erupted from the Thunderbolt's prow, connecting with the alien ship in a flash of destructive force. When the light faded, the enemy vessel drifted in two separate pieces, secondary explosions rippling across its dying hulk. The effect on the alien fleet was immediate. The remaining ships began pulling back, fighter craft retreating to their carrier. "Sir, they're jumping out of the system," announced the sensor officer. Tom watched as the star's fleet vanished into hyperspace, leaving only debris and the burning colony behind. "Damage report." "Minimal, sir. Shields at 87%. All weapon systems operational. Send medical and engineering teams to the colony," Tom ordered. "And maintain battle readiness. I doubt they've gone far." As the Thunderbolt moved to assist the colony, an alert sounded from the science station. "Captain," called the officer, "I'm detecting another fleet entering the system. Much larger signatures, and they're not the stars." "On screen," Tom ordered, his voice steady despite the tension gripping the bridge. The view screen shifted to show a formation of ships emerging from hyperspace. Unlike the angular blue vessels of the stars, these were crimson, organic-looking craft that resembled massive sea creatures. "The Reds," whispered Lisa, eyes wide. Colony records mentioned them as rivals to the stars. Before Tom could respond, the ship's AI interface activated, projecting a holographic face above the command console. "Captain, I've analyzed their weapon signatures," said Spark, the Thunderbolt's advanced AI. "They significantly outclassed the star's technology. Threat assessment, extreme." Tom nodded. Spark wasn't just any AI, it was integrated with every system on the Thunderbolt, capable of processing information and making tactical suggestions faster than any human. "Communication from both fleets, Captain," announced the comm officer. "The stars are returning." True enough, the blue ships were reappearing, positioning themselves opposite the red fleet. Colony Delta sat trapped between these two alien armadas, with only the Thunderbolt standing in their way. "Put them both on," Tom said. The screen split, showing the star's commander they'd faced earlier and a new alien, red-skinned with multiple eyes arranged in a circle around its head. "Human vessel," the red commander spoke, its voice resonating oddly. "The stars are our enemy. But we claim this sector. Surrender the colony." "We were here first," hissed the star's commander. "This is stars territory." Tom cut both off with a raised hand. "This colony belongs to humanity. Neither of you has any claim here. Leave immediately." Both alien commanders actually laughed. "Your ship fought well against a small star's patrol," said the Red. "But you now face the combined might of two empires who have warred for 1,000 years. We will destroy you, then settle our own dispute." The transmission ended. "They're coordinating their attack patterns," Spark announced. "Unprecedented cooperation between these species." Chief Engineer Jack rushed onto the bridge, his uniform stained with coolant fluid. "Captain, the main cannon needs 15 minutes to recharge after that last shot." Tom's mind raced. One warship against 2 fleets. "Evasive pattern Delta," he ordered. "Activate all secondary weapons. Target their lead ships. We need to show them what humanity can do." As the massive alien fleets closed in, the Thunderbolt's weapons blazed to life. The battle for Colony Delta, and perhaps humanity's future, had begun. The Thunderbolt shuddered as alien fire hammered its shields. Red and blue energy beams crisscrossed space around them, some finding their mark, others missing as the massive human warship executed evasive maneuvers that should have been impossible for a vessel its size. "Shields at 60%, reported Lisa, her voice calm despite the chaos. "Multiple hull breaches on decks 7 through 9. Automated repair systems responding." Tom gripped his command chair as another impact rocked the ship. "Status on the main cannon?" "Still charging, Captain," Jack replied from engineering. 10 more minutes at least." The viewscreen showed the horrifying sight of dozens of alien ships surrounding them, firing relentlessly. The Thunderbolt had managed to destroy 4 enemy vessels with conventional weapons, but it wasn't enough. "Sir," Spark's holographic face appeared, looking concerned, if an AI could truly show concern. "At current combat parameters, the Thunderbolt will be overwhelmed in approximately 8 minutes." Tom took a deep breath. He had hoped to keep their ultimate weapon secret longer, but there was no choice. "Jack, initiate the Hammer protocol." A hush fell over the bridge. The Hammer was the Thunderbolt's most classified weapon system, so secret that most of the crew didn't know it existed. "Captain," Jack's voice came over the comm, suddenly serious. "The Hammer has never been tested in actual combat. The power requirements alone could overload our systems. We're out of options, Jack." "Do it." "Aye, sir." Initiating Hammer protocol. All non-essential systems will go offline for 30 seconds. The bridge lights dimmed as power redirected throughout the massive warship. Tom could almost feel the energy building, like static electricity on his skin. "What is the Hammer?" Lisa asked quietly. Tom's eyes remained fixed on the enemy fleets. Something the scientists weren't sure would work. A weapon that doesn't just destroy ships, it tears apart the fabric of space itself in a localized area. The ship's computer announced in a mechanical voice, "Hammer system online. Target acquisition required." "Target the space between the Red and Stars fleets," Tom ordered. "Maximum dispersal pattern." "Sir," Spark interrupted, "simulations indicate this will cause massive devastation to both fleets simultaneously." "That's the idea, Spark." The enemies, sensing something was happening, intensified their attack. The Thunderbolt groaned under the assault. "Hammer charged," the computer announced. "Firing." For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, in the vacuum between the alien fleets, space itself appeared to fold, twist, and tear open. A sphere of utter darkness expanded outward, pulling ships from both fleets into its maw. Those that weren't consumed immediately found their hulls warping and buckling as spacetime distorted around them. The Stars and Reds, bitter enemies for centuries, experienced a shared emotion for the first time, absolute terror. Back aboard the Thunderbolt, Tom called an emergency meeting with his senior staff in the ship's battered conference room. Jack arrived last, his uniform still stained with coolant fluid and his face streaked with soot. "Engineering report," Tom prompted. Jack ran a hand through his disheveled hair. "The main power core is stable, but the Hammer did a number on our systems. We've got about 40% weapons capacity, 60% shield strength. Jump drive is operational but needs 12 hours of calibration before we can safely use it." Tom turned to Lisa. "Colony status?" "Their shields are back online, and we've helped them repair their defensive weapons. They can hold off a small attack, but nothing like what we just faced. Spark's hologram appeared above the table. I've analyzed the debris from both fleets. The technology is advanced, but not uniform. They appear to have gathered ships from multiple sources, some possibly stolen or salvaged. Meaning they might have weaknesses we can exploit, Tom mused. The tactical officer spoke up. Sir, long-range sensors have detected unusual activities at the edge of the system. Small scout ships, neither stars nor reds. They're watching us. The mood in the room darkened further. Word was spreading about the Thunderbolt's capabilities. There's something else, Jack said hesitantly. During the battle, when the hammer activated, I noticed something strange in the power relays. The energy didn't flow exactly as our schematics predicted. It was almost as if. As if what? Tom pressed. As if the weapon was adapting itself. Improving its own design. Jack looked uncomfortable. I've never seen technology behave that way. All eyes turned to Spark's hologram. I detected the same anomalies, the AI confirmed. The hammer's effectiveness exceeded theoretical parameters by 23%. I cannot explain how. A heavy silence fell over the room. The Thunderbolt had been rushed into service, incorporating experimental technologies that even its creators didn't fully understand. The silence was broken by an urgent message from the communications officer. Captain, we're receiving a transmission. Not from the stars or the reds, it's coming from a small vessel approaching from the far side of the planet. On screen, Tom ordered. The view screen activated to show a slender alien with green, iridescent skin and 4 arms. Its eyes, all 6 of them, blinked nervously. Human warship, it spoke in halting English. I am Trill of the Green Harmony. We have observed your battle. We too suffer under Stars and Red's dominion. We offer alliance, and knowledge about the ancient weapon you now control. The senior staff exchanged startled glances. Ancient weapon? Tom repeated. What do you know about our ship? Trill's expression became grave. Not your ship, Captain. What lies inside it? The device you call the hammer was not created by humans. It is much, much older. The atmosphere on the Thunderbolt's bridge was tense as Trill's small vessel docked in the auxiliary bay. Tom, Lisa, and Jack, accompanied by armed security, met the green alien at the airlock. Trill stepped through, all 6 eyes scanning the human vessel with undisguised awe. Your ship, it has bonded completely with the ancient core. Never before has this been achieved. Explain, Tom demanded. What ancient core? The 4-armed alien gestured to the heart of the ship. What you call the hammer is actually a power source created by the Firstborn, a species that vanished 10,000 years ago. Their technology operated on principles that manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe. Jack's eyes widened. That explains the anomalies in the power systems. Yes, Trill continued. The Stars and Reds have searched for Firstborn technology for centuries. They've found fragments, pieces they've incorporated into their fleets. But you humans, somehow, discovered an intact core and built your vessel around it, without understanding what you had. Tom's mind raced. The Thunderbolt's classified development had been rushed, with multiple research teams working independently. He'd been told the hammer was a theoretical weapon developed by Earth scientists, not alien technology. If what you're saying is true, Tom said slowly, then the Stars and Reds will return with everything they have, Trill finished. Already, they gather their armadas. Not just those 2 empires, but others who have heard of your ship. Some wish to destroy you, others to capture the technology. None will allow a new power to emerge. As if on cue, alarms blared throughout the ship. Captain, the sensor officer's voice came over the comm, multiple jump signatures detected. Hundreds of vessels entering the system. They rushed back to the bridge. The view screen showed a terrifying sight, a vast armada of ships from at least 5 different alien civilizations, forming a blockade around the planet. "We're surrounded," Lisa whispered. Spark's hologram appeared, strangely calm. "Captain, I've been analyzing the Firstborn core since the battle. I believe I understand now what it truly is." "Which is?" Tom asked. "Not a weapon, but a key." Spark's holographic form seemed to pulse with new energy. "The hammer doesn't just tear space, it can reshape it. With proper calibration, we could create a jump point large enough for the entire colony." "Escape?" Jack asked. "To where?" "Earth," Tom realized. "We bring everyone home." The ship shuddered as the first enemy salvos struck Colony Delta's shields. "Sir," Spark said, "there's more. The core is responding to human neural patterns, specifically yours, Captain. It's as if it was waiting for you." Tom felt a strange resonance, as if something ancient and powerful was awakening within the Thunderbolt. He straightened his uniform. "Prepare the colony for emergency evacuation. Charge the hammer. We're not running from this fight, we're bringing it to them." As the Thunderbolt's systems powered up, the alien armada witnessed something unprecedented. The human warship began to glow with energy, pulsing like a newborn star. And for the first time in millennia, the most powerful civilizations in the galaxy knew fear. They had only one choice.